I want to ask you first about the sort of different paths that Ennis and Jack take in sort of dealing with this situation. And it strikes me that Ennis is really like the tragic figure in this film, in that even though Jack pays the ultimate price, at least he has moments in his life where he sort of realizes, who he is. Do you agree?
Yeah, no, that's true. I think that's part of Ennis's problem is he has no self-realization. Like he doesn't, I, as the actor playing him, took the time to investigate him and discover like what exactly his battles were, like what was preventing him to express and to love, and the conclusion, one of the conclusions I came to was that he was battling himself, like he was battling his genetic structure, if you will, and all the beliefs and traditions and fears that were passed down to him from his father and so on, and that was so deeply embedded in him and installed in him, and so then I wanted to physicalize it in his walk and then into his speech, but then ultimately, going back to what he said, as an actor, I had to. Ennis, he wasn't as self-aware to have asked himself these questions, so he didn't really know what I knew about him. So essentially, as an actor, I had to go in front of the camera and think less.
When I think certainly when most gay Americans and probably a lot of straight Americans hear the word Wyoming, one of the first things that comes to mind is Matthew Shepard. And what happened to Matthew. And it strikes me that Jack is, in a sense, sort of in the fact that he does push the envelope and he does take chances, which ultimately, obviously, he sort of meets a demise not unlike what happened to Matthew. Was the name Matthew Shepard something that you guys even talked about in shooting the film?
I mean, we certainly were aware of it, yeah. But, we were definitely trying not to mimic or portray any story outside of, the short story of Annie Proulx and the script that we'd been given. And we certainly didn't want to be making any political statements or, we kept ourselves on a fairly strict budget of, the information we were given in pre-production and just try and create something from that.
Well, yours is, and as is everyone's, an incredible performance. Best of luck with the film. And when you hear people say, look at your work in this and say, who knew? Who knew Heath Ledger? This was in, sort of in Heath Ledger. Is that flattering? Is it? How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I guess
surely you've heard that reaction.
Sure. I just hope I get to continue to do that. I think I mature as an actor as I mature as a person, and I'm hoping to continue to evolve in both areas.
Well, I certainly seem to have taken a huge step in this one. So best of luck, man.
Cool, thanks.
Yeah, beautiful work. Thanks.